Hi everyone, welcome back. This is my review of the Kumon Addition Workbook, highlighted as a first grade workbook. As you may have heard from some of my videos, I love workbooks for my children to learn. I prefer it over any kind of app because I like to be able to see the progress. I like to be able to review the work they've done and see the weaknesses, and I recommend that as an approach for you all as well. And that with an app, I might get a customized report, but I'm probably going to forget to read it, or I just lose track of some of the visibility. So my kids love to have something tangible. They love to see their progress through the book. They like to see how many pages they have left. They like when I grade it, and this one's not complete, but there's a page that's complete. I grade it, and they like to see the 100 over 100. Score in the top, and there's a lot of relationship building and satisfaction that brings for our child. But onto this addition book. So this is part of the math series from Kumon that takes a step-by-step approach to building mathematical skills. So there's a whole sequence of math from shapes and colors, numbers 1 to 100, time telling, and addition, subtraction, volume, it goes on. So recommend finding the right level that your child's on and picking up a workbook. So in this workbook, it begins with some counting exercises. So it has dots and some sequencing. So it relies on number bars. It relies on counting to help grow the skill of the child. So some of it is just simple copying. You see my son has done some of this already. And introducing those numbers, 1 to 10, 1 to 15, now 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 50. Now this is pretty cool. I didn't know he could count this high, so it's going up to 1 to 100, but it really helps them see the pattern of the flow, right? Numbers have patterns. And actually being able to see him identify those patterns on his own was really quite impressive. So there's a few pages of this. So I gave him I think he completed 4 pages a night as part of our evening homework routine. And then it introduces the concept of addition. And it's really just saying what comes next, 4, 5, 5, 6. And then moves on over this side to actually represent that in a mathematical equation, I suppose, at a simple level. So that's going like numbers adding 1 to 1 plus 1 to 1 plus 10. So there's sequencing again, right? It's all about adding ones. So there's repetition here, and it's not pushing the child too far in one time. So again, all about adding ones, 11 plus 1, 12 plus 1, 22 plus 1, 23 plus 1. Still keeping that concept of, I have to move on. How many am I adding? 1. Okay, but I'm moving on from whatever that starting number is. And that goes all the way to over 100, right? So in this page, it's 101 plus 1, 100 plus 1, 108 plus 1. And then we come back and we're back in the number bar. So this time it's adding 2. So it's moving 2 along the sequence. So 6 plus 2. So it's moving 2 along the sequence. And it's repeating that same pattern for the child to follow, but this time they're adding 2. So this is adding between 1 and 10 plus 2. And it moves through between 5 to 20 plus 2s. And then it repeats again. So this time it's moving 3. So it's literally 3 arrows, right? To move, 2 arrows to 3 arrows to move 3 steps to increase your number by 3. So this goes on. I'm not going to show you every page, but in this book, it goes adding 5, adding 6, adding 7, adding 7 and 8. So as you begin to get that pattern, right, it doesn't have to go step by step anymore. Adding 8, adding 9, and it finishes with 10, adding 10. So, and then the final part of the book is a bit of a mix, but it takes an interesting approach. This time, it's looking at patterns of things that sum up to 16. So things below where the answer is below 16, but it's a whole mixture of different questions. So 13 plus 3, 14 plus 1, 11 plus 4. There's no consistency to the pattern, so it's testing that child's ability to apply all that they've learned rather than relying on repeating from the previous question. That's the book. So slightly larger questions, sums up to 28, and then a final review with one of those, one of the grids for them to fill in the missing blanks, additions with some repetition there, and for you and me, in case we need help with math, there's answers at the back of the book. So that is Addition by Kumon. My son's doing it at the moment. He's just about to go into kindergarten, and he can grasp this and work through this book pretty much on his own. Yeah, it's a first grade book. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of my videos.